In today's interconnected world, social networks have revolutionized how we interact, collaborate, and connect. From the inception of platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, social networks have transformed our digital landscape. Social media have become an essential instrument for political action and disaster response, reshaping how people communicate and connect. Early internet technologies gave rise to the idea of social networks, which later developed into the platforms we use today.
Social networks have transformed human interaction by enabling global connections in real time, offering diverse communication channels and fostering virtual communities based on shared interests. However, they also pose challenges like privacy concerns and misinformation, fundamentally altering the way people connect and communicate.
As social networks has been widely used by almost everyone, drastic changes occurred in terms of communication, interaction, and connection to each other. Social networks conveniently helped us to reach out to different people with just one click or simple typings.
The reliability of social networks in disaster response and political movements varies. While they offer real-time communication and coordination, they can also be susceptible to misinformation and manipulation. Therefore, while valuable for rapid dissemination of information, caution and verification are necessary to ensure reliability in critical situations.
Since social networks are commonly used by people nowadays, their use in terms of disaster response and political movements have been reliable, as information can be passed in a short period of time and sometimes only takes a seconds to spread. This become a tool to help spread facts and important information.
Despite the benefits, social networks come with significant challenges. Cyberbullying, privacy risks, and the spread of misinformation are just a few of the concerns.
Here are some of the most pressing security concerns in social networks. The first one is privacy breaches. This refers to instances where there is unauthorized access, collection, or even disclosure of personal information. This can occur due to data leaks or mishandling of information. For example, physical theft or loss of device like cell phone or laptop that contain your personal information. The thief can access it that can lead to privacy breaches. This leads to the second one, the identity theft, where an individual's personal information is stolen and used without their permission for fraudulent purposes. The third one is fake news. Fake news is a very relevant topic to discuss because a lot of people do this with the intent to deceive or manipulate the viewers. The dissemination of fake news usually occurs through social media platforms, websites, or traditional media outlets. For example, fabricated stories that intentionally create entirely false stories to deceive people. Misinformation campaigns, often with political or ideological motive, that's spreading misinformation through social media campaigns, bots, or fake accounts. We have to realize that fake news can have serious consequences, leading to public confusion, erosion of trust in media, or worse, potential harm to individuals or group affected by false narrative. So always be careful on what you read and see online. Fact check and responsible sharing of information is important.
Account hacking and phishing represent significant security threats in social networks, endangering users' personal information and online safety. Account hacking often occurs due to weak passwords, the use credentials, and various cyber attack techniques like brute force attacks and credential stuffing. Phishing, on the other hand, involves deceptive tactics such as fake emails, message, or websites designed to trick users into revealing their login credentials or sensitive information. These phishing attempts can be highly sophisticated, employing social engineering techniques and messaging to increase their effectiveness. To mitigate this risk, users should employ strong, unique password and enable multi-factor authentication where possible. Additionally, ongoing security awareness training can help users recognize and avoid phishing attempts, while email and web filtering solution can detect and block malicious content. Social media platforms must also implement robust security measures, including regular updates and user verification process to safeguard against account compromises and protect user data from unauthorized access. Data misuse in social networks involves unauthorized access to vast amounts of user data, including personal information, browsing history, and interactions. This breach, whether by hackers or through inadequate security measures, exposes users to various risks. Additionally, social networks may share user data with third parties without adequate consent, leading to concern about targeted advertising and data mining. Algorithmic manipulation further compounds the issue, potentially influencing user behavior and spreading misinformation. On the monetization front, social networks leverage users' data for targeted advertising, data brokerage, and product development, often at the expenses of user privacy and control. Addressing these challenges requires a balanced approach, including strengthening data protection regulations, enhancing transparency, promoting ethical standards, and empowering users with the tools and education to manage their digital footprint effectively.
Users can protect their data privacy by being mindful of sharing information online and by limiting what you share online. You should also be cautious and avoid clicking suspicious links or email from unknown sender or people that can lead into hacking your private information. By following these practices, users can protect their private data.
Users can protect their data and privacy in a lot of ways. Users can use strong and unique passwords, create complex passwords for each social media account, and avoid using the same password across multiple platforms. Consider using a password manager to securely store and manage your passwords. And enable two-factor authentication wherever possible to add an extra layer of security to your accounts. This typically involves receiving a code via text message, email, or authenticator app to verify your identity when logging in. Review privacy settings regularly and adjust the privacy settings on your social media accounts to control who can see your posts, contact you, or access your personal information. Limit the visibility of your profile and post to only trusted connections if desired. Be mindful of sharing personal information. Avoid sharing sensitive information such as your home, address, phone number, or financial details publicly on social media. Be cautious when sharing location data or other sensitive information infos as they compromise your privacy and safety. And beware of phishing attempts. Be vigilant against phishing attempts by carefully reviewing emails, messages, or links before clicking on them. Avoid providing login credentials or personal information in response to unsolicited requests, and verify the authenticity of the sender before taking any action. Regularly update apps and privacy settings. Keep your social media apps and devices up to date with the latest security patches and updates. Stay informed about changes to privacy policies and settings on social networks, and adjust your preferences accordingly. Use secure connections. When accessing social media accounts, especially on public Wi-Fi networks, use a secure encrypted connection to protect your data from interception by unauthorized parties. Be selective with friend requests and connections. Only accept friend requests or follow requests from people you know and trust. Be cautious of requests from unknown or suspicious accounts, as they may be attempts to gather personal information or engage in malicious activities. Regularly audit third-party apps. Review and remove access permissions for third-party apps and services connected to your social media accounts that you no longer use or trust. Limit the amount of information these apps can access to minimize the risk of data misuse. Educate yourself about privacy risks. Stay informed about common privacy risks and the best practice for protecting your data online. Educate yourself about privacy settings and features offered by social media platforms, and take advantage of resources and guides provided by trusted sources.
Addressing the issue of fake news and misinformation in our current digital age requires taking proactive actions. Begin by assessing the reliability of the sources you come across on the internet. Depend on widely recognized and trustworthy sources for information and verify the facts whenever feasible. Expand your range of news sources to obtain a more comprehensive viewpoint and minimize the likelihood of being misled. Enhance media literacy by acquiring knowledge and educating both yourself and others on the process of distinguishing between reliable information and misinformation. By combining our efforts with determination and attentiveness, we can actively fight against the dissemination of false information and maintain the credibility of information in our society.
Social networks also offer tremendous opportunities. They enable learning, professional growth, and community engagement, creating new pathways for success.
Social networks are changing in very interesting ways that will shape the future. There has been a change toward platforms that prioritize community involvement and individuals. With the help of AI, customization of information based on interests and preferences will be possible, greatly improving the user experience. Data security and privacy will remain top priorities as people seek additional control over their data. With the development of virtual and augmented reality technologies, the boundaries between the actual and virtual worlds will begin to disintegrate, bringing in a new era of completely immersive social interactions. As social networks advance in importance as means of both professional and personal communication, collaboration, and connectivity will encourage creativity, connecting people, giving them authority, and adjusting to the ever-shifting nature of digital communication are the foundations upon which social networks will stand in the years to come.
As social networks continue to evolve, they offer a unique blend of opportunity and challenge. By embracing the positive aspects and addressing the risks, we can create a more connected and informed society. Social networks have changed the world, bringing us closer together and transforming how we live, work, and communicate. The journey has just begun.